This is going to be a very quick overview of number 1, how to get your videos from Zaption into EDpuzzle, and number 2, a very brief overview of how to use EDpuzzle. So the really good news is that both steps are super easy. Getting all of your content from Zaption into EDpuzzle is literally one click, and using EDpuzzle is just so intuitive and so easy. So this process should not seem intimidating at all. So the first step I've already done myself, so I'm just going to be showing you through this video here. You'll go to edpuzzle.com/Zaption, and when you do that, you'll get this screen here that says, do you have an EDpuzzle account? If you already have used one in the past, you can say yes and log in. If you've never used EDpuzzle before, go ahead and press no, create a new account. When you do that, make sure that you're using the Google button and that you sign in with your Bullis Google account, because we will be using premium accounts through this. And so in order to be using that, you do need to use your Bullis Google account. Otherwise, you won't have the premium features. So when it says let's connect your Zaption account, again, you want to use the Google sign in to do this step, because that's what we were doing with Zaption. And then the final step, I told you, it's literally you press this button. It says ready to save a ton of time. You press that button, import your Zaption tours, and I had 200 videos and it took less than 1 minute to get all of them into EDpuzzle. I'm not even exaggerating. And so when it does the import, what it's going to do is put all of the Zaption videos that you had created into one folder. And so if you click in that folder, you will see all of your Zaption tours and you will be able to edit them. So I'm going to show you that step now. So now I'm into my actual account. So you'll see that it created this Zaption folder for me, and I can get all of this by just going to my content. My content is where all my content's going to live. And so when I click on that, if I click on one of these videos like this, you'll see that I have this edit button there. So when I do that, the first thing that I can do is crop, and I don't want to crop this video. If you do, you could just do the crop feature. But really, this is the video that I had in Zaption already, so it's pretty much ready to go. But I just want to show you the features. And so the second thing here is this audio track. And what the audio track does, and it always tells you the instructions right here on the side, is it allows you to record your own audio over any video. So say you found a video on YouTube and you liked all the visuals, but you wanted to narrate on your own. You can do that right in EDpuzzle. So you would just press this button here, and it would wipe out the entire audio of the video that you're playing and replace the entire thing with your own track. The other thing that's really nice is these audio notes. So this is a feature that was not available in Zaption, but it is in EDpuzzle. So you can, instead of just leaving quizzes, you can actually leave audio notes. So I can go anywhere on my timeline. Say I want to add an audio note here. See, to move it, I just literally move it over like this. And if I wanted to leave an audio note, I would press the little microphone. The first time you do this, you will have to press allow somewhere here. And you can see that it's recording. You can see that it's going up and down as I talk. And when I'm done, I press stop. And so you see that put that there. And then if I want to put another note, I can just kind of scroll this over, and I could add another note here. So here I'm adding another note, stop. And if I wanted one earlier, I can scroll it over and add another note there. Done. So I don't really want to add these notes, so I'm going to just remove them right now. And then the last step is the quizzes, and so that's a lot like what we had in Zaption. So you can see all these quizzes here were the ones that I had done in Zaption. So to edit them, I would just click on the question mark, and here this was a multiple choice question that I had made. You can see that it still knew the correct answer choice. It imported all of that from Zaption. If there was anything incorrect, you just go ahead and press edit, and this is what it looks like in EDpuzzle. Here's the question, and then you put in all the responses. You put a check next to the right one, an X next to anything that's wrong, so correct, wrong. If you want to leave feedback for the student, you can type feedback based on the answer that they chose. So toggle between question and feedback there. You can also add in links, images, and equations if you want to do that. If you want to stack questions, ask 2 at this spot, I can just hit the plus sign and you can see now I'm on 2 of 2. I can add as many questions as I want kind of in this little set. So the types of questions I can ask are, first of all, just an open-ended question, so paragraph type response. So ask that question. I can ask multiple choice, so I can add more choices on there. Just please don't forget to check mark which one's correct and then X the other ones. And it does in EDpuzzle randomize the order of these, so you can always put the correct answer first and everything else incorrect after, and it will randomize the answer choices when it shows it to students. And then the last thing you can do is you can just type a comment. So this wouldn't ask a student a question, it would just show some text on the screen if you wanted to call something out. I like to call it a call out. And so that's it. I don't really want to add that question there, so I deleted it. So if I was just editing my video, then I would just go through and just check that all the questions had come over as I wanted them to. And then when I'm done, it does auto save. You can see it says it saved a few seconds ago, but if you're nervous, you can press save and it will save. And then when you're done, you press finish, and you will be assigning it to a class, and I'm going to show you that in 1 second. But what you probably want to use is the prevent skipping. That will prevent anybody from moving ahead in the video. And I'm not going to use the due date because I'm just going to assign it through Haiku, but I am going to check prevent skipping here. So I'll show you how to make classes in a second, but for now I'm going to just assign it to my AP Calculus class, and then you press the send button. If I go to my classes, you'll see the classes list right here. So in AP Calculus AB, you'll see that 7.3 is now there, which I just did. You can just press that share button, and then you can either add the link to Haiku, or you can embed the web in Haiku, whichever one you want. After you've assigned it and students have done something, you'll get a progress feature there. And we'll go over this at a later time, but this is where you can see if students have watched the video. If you click on it, you can actually see where students skipped and all that. And I'll leave some tutorials for that later, but for now I just want to make sure that you get this set up. So back to how do I set up classes. So if you click the My Classes tab, you would just add a class like that. And then you press invite your students. And the easiest thing to do is just grab this link, put it on Haiku, and that will allow all your students to then go to that class. I would recommend having, if you have 3 sections, do a C block, a D block, and an E block class, because it's so easy to then take the video. When you assign it, you would just assign it to C block, D block, and E block all at the same time. Your analytics will remain separate by class, which is probably what you want. So that is a really, really quick overview of getting started with EDpuzzle. Again, I think you're going to just find it super intuitive and super easy, and we will do more training on this as the year goes on. But for everybody who needs it immediately, just wanted you to have this information. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you enjoy it.